So have you ever felt like you're on a roller coaster ride, right? Like sometimes your emotions are great and other times you're really struggling. There's a number of reasons why this happens, but I want to share with you my personal story of what happened to me and how I learned to be more emotionally stable. So I remember there was a person in my life that when this person would approve of me, I felt like I was on cloud nine. And when this person wouldn't approve of me, I felt like a nobody. And it was just these massive extremes of highs and lows to the point at one point I wanted to end my own life. And so I decided I need to find a quiet place to kind of sit down, meditate, and figure out what was going on. I thought to myself, God, you got to give me some answers here. I need some help. Either you got to tell me now or I'm going to come up there and ask you personally. That's how serious I was. So I knew it was unhealthy and I kind of pushed back and I started to look at what was going on with this. And as I was meditating, this thought came to my mind: Adam, get off the roller coaster ride. Adam, get off the roller coaster ride. Adam, get off the roller coaster ride. And I thought, what roller coaster ride? I'm not at Six Flags. I don't understand. And the answer came: anytime you are seeking the approval of anyone or anything outside of you, it is a guarantee you'll be on a violent, vicious, emotional roller coaster ride. So stick to the end of the video. I'm going to give you 5 simple tips, things that you can do to get off the roller coaster ride, get off that up and down in your life. So we've talked about just detaching your self-worth to what other people think, or possessions or things, what you have in your bank account, what you don't have in your bank account. That's a big one. But I also want to talk about dopamine and how dopamine could be ruining your life and what you can do to change it. All right, so number 1 is sleep. Recently Netflix has said that their biggest competitor is sleep. You think about how many people are sleep deprived today. Man, just imagine how good you feel when you get a good night's sleep versus when you stay up all night watching a video or messing around, and how much that throws off your whole day and how much that could throw off a relationship, your career, your work. In fact, I love what one of my mentors said. He said, before, everybody talks about diet and exercise, but did you know that the foundation to diet and exercise is sleep? Do you know that that's the time when your body is repairing from damage? Human growth hormone spikes during sleep. So getting a great night's sleep, not eating at least 3 hours before bedtime, having a bedtime routine, all those things. We know these basic things. Number 2, breathing, mindfulness. So if you feel like you're in a roller coaster ride, maybe you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling stressed, maybe you're feeling anxiety, I want you to know I've felt all those things as well. One of the things that's really helped me is to learn to become the observer. So the way I do this is I just focus on my breathing. Now I might have thoughts come up, worries of here's what I need to do tomorrow, and I've got this, or I've got this test coming up, or I've got this thing I got to get done, I've got a deadline to hit. Just observe it for now. Let those thoughts just kind of pass through like clouds. I don't know if that makes sense. It's hard for me to share it. You just kind of have to experience it, right? Just kind of think of your thoughts as something that you can observe. You're watching your thoughts. You're watching your emotions. Little side note, if you can watch your thoughts and emotions, if you can observe those, what part of you is doing the observing? Put your thoughts in the question box. That's just a thought, just one of those mysteries that I thought I'd throw out there. Number 3 is TIISG. You ever hear of what if down thinking? We hear people say this all the time. They go, oh, what if it doesn't work out? What if this happens? What if? And it's all these what if down thoughts, what if negatives. What if you switch that to, what if it does work out? What if I do succeed? What if I do make all the money that's necessary for me to live the life of my dreams? So start thinking what if up instead of the what if down all the time. Just not stressing out about the TV, the news, the media. And we know it's toxic. We know that, especially in the United States, it's very, very polarized right now. And so why get into all that stuff? Take a step back. Take a step back from all of that, especially if you're struggling with worry, doubt, and fear and those things. Number 4, gratitude. Gratitude is kryptonite for worry. You want to knock out fear. You know, I'm actually recording this the week of Thanksgiving. I know it'll be released a little bit later, but this is a great time of year just to give thanks for what you have. Here's a question I have for you. What would you be grateful for if whatever you didn't express gratitude for would disappear tomorrow? What would you say you're grateful for today? You might have a lot going on in your life. You might have a lot of stress, but trust me, there's a lot of things. You know, it could always be worse. It could always be worse. All right, number 5 is hypnosis and meditation. So this is something that helped me a ton, just learning how to calm myself. Breath work, studying transcendental meditation, studying hypnosis, those things. And there's a million, you're here on YouTube, there's a million hypnosis videos. I've put together some hypnosis videos on my channel. There's a million. Adam H. Mortimer is the name of my channel. But there's a lot of different things that you can do and meditations that you can do. All right, the last thing I want to share with you, this is the bonus tip. And I think this is huge. This is a massive, massive breakthrough in our understanding of dopamine. We used to think that dopamine was the reward, right? When you do something, then we release dopamine, which is true. But did you know that dopamine is more attached to desire? So let me give an example. Do you know that they actually deprived a mouse of dopamine? And that same mouse, when it didn't have the dopamine in its brain, had no desire even to eat food. Think about that for a minute. So if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling like you have a lack of motivation, it's probably because you have a dopamine imbalance. And it's incredibly common nowadays. Why is it so common? Think about all the hits of dopamine you're getting. When you're scrolling on YouTube, when you're scrolling on your TikTok, on Instagram, on all these things, you're constantly getting dopamine hits. Pornography is a dopamine hit. Drugs. You know, the drugs of today, marijuana, you know, people say, well, marijuana is not addictive and marijuana is not this. Do you know, there's actually a neuroscientist that said that most of her patients that she works with are addicted to marijuana. So you have to understand that marijuana that we use today is not the same marijuana of the 60s. It has been changed dramatically to produce massive amounts of dopamine. And so I want you to think of dopamine like a teeter-totter. Okay, and you have what's called a pleasure-pain imbalance. Your body, when you're feeling normal and balanced, that pleasure-pain, those dopamine levels are in sync. They're at what's called, scientists call homeostasis. So it is at balance. When you get a hit of dopamine, okay, you then need pain to balance it out. So if drug addicts, of course, know this. When they go on a drug binge and then they immediately stop using drugs, what happens? They have withdrawals, right? That's the pain piece that kicks back in. They also know that what happens, you need more and more dopamine. Often addicts need a lot of dopamine just to feel balanced in their life. And so what ends up happening is often this little this teeter-totter gets stuck in the pain section. And when it's stuck in the pain section, you feel like you have a lack of motivation, you have a lack of drive, you don't feel like doing anything. And so what this means is you probably need to go on a dopamine fast. Okay? Neuroscientists have said that it's about 30 days to rebalance the dopamine if you're getting way too much dopamine in your life. It's time to even introduce a little bit of pain into your life can be a good thing. Things like cold therapy, those types of things, you know, cold ice baths can increase dopamine levels quite significantly. So anyway, it's just something that helped me a lot when I understood those pleasure-pain imbalances, I think. And I'm not immune to this either, right? We all have way too much dopamine. I mean, think about this. Back in the day, did our ancestors have access to chocolate, drugs, pornography at the click of a button? No. They didn't. And yet we're bombarded with these things on a daily basis. And it is dramatically pushing way too much dopamine in the brain, which can cause chronic pain in the body, chronic inflammation, chronic depression, anxiety, all of these types of things. So anyway, I hope this helps you understand just a little bit about what's happening in your mind. You're not messed up. It's that chances are if you're 95% of the population, I'm not talking about the people that are clinically depressed. I want to be clear about that. There is people that have that chemical imbalance, and I get that. But 95% of us, there is a pleasure-pain imbalance. And it's time that we start getting honest about that and looking into that so that you can have that rebalancing phase and return to homeostasis, return to living a balanced life, an emotionally stable life. So anyway, I hope these thoughts, these tips, these ideas have helped you. Post in the comments what you liked the most about the call today. And of course, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, share this with somebody if you feel like it would help them maybe live a happier life. Until next time, bye-bye. Hey, thanks so much for joining us on this video. What was your top takeaway from the video today? I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you to write your comment down below. And here's why. If you can participate and engage with the video and write a comment and engage with others on this platform, you're going to learn this at a much deeper level. If you haven't already, like this video, make the comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.